Today we made a lot of dandelion jelly, and here's how we did it. I'll walk you through my setup for how I prepare myself for a canning or jarring session. All of these lids and jars are washed in hot soapy water. I have my funnel ready. I have my thingy that picks the jars out of the hot boiling water after I do the hot water bath. I have two pans for cooking because I'll use both of them for convenience. And then I have my big canning pan where I hot water bath. I have my pectin ready, and I have my ice cream bucket for harvesting dandelions. So the only thing left is to get the rings washed up and brought over. And like you can see, these are also getting washed in hot soapy water. Okay, we'll let that stuff all dry, and then we'll go out and pick some dandelions in the meantime. What I'm looking for when I'm picking is I'm looking for the large flowers versus the small ones, because the large flower will have more flavor and more pollen content, so they'll be tasty. I'm also going to make sure that I don't collect anything that's near dog poop or bird poop, because that's nasty. That's a pretty good bucket full. Let's go in and cook them. The dandelions turned my hands really funny colors. They smell really pretty though. Gross. Then we have to rinse them so then we get the dust off, because I live on a gravel road and dust is nasty. Then we bring 3 1/4 cups of water to a simmering boil. Okay, now that it's to a boil, we'll make sure that it's on a simmer. And we will put in only half of our dandelions. And then they'll kind of cook like a tea. Wonderful. I think that's about half. I don't know. Probably. Anyway, so they'll cook like that, covered for about 10 minutes. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay, then when it's boiled or simmered for about 10 minutes, we take our tea concoction and we'll pour it through a strainer. And we'll get all of the flowers out. Oops. And then I'll actually squeeze them. Whoops. And then get all of our juice out. But as you can see, it's like a really dark color, which is really cool because that's all of the nutrients that we're looking for. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze them by using a ladle because that way I don't burn myself. But yeah, I can't do that with just one hand, so cool. Then add the remainder of your dandelions into the first bunch of tea and simmer again for 10 minutes. Okay, now our second batch is done cooking, so we're going to take it off and pour it into our cheesecloth and strainer, so then we can get out all of the stuff that we don't want. And then we can cook up or filter all of the stuff from the juice, because the juice is all that we need. Okay, now we have to measure out 3 cups of the tea from the dandelions. And if it doesn't come out to 3 cups, then we'll just add a little bit more water. I almost forgot. We have to get our hot water bath boiling. I'll do that quick. Now we can start cleaning up, because while that boils, we'll just keep up with our mess that we made. This stuff we can just throw right into the garden, because it'll just turn into compost. Makes the dirt really nice and loose. And yeah, time to clean. Now, the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, but I only have lime juice, so that's what we're gonna use. For some odd reason, the smell of lime juice just reminds me of like a rest area kind of restroom. Most probably use the same smell or something, I don't know. Nasty, but kind of fruity and exciting at the same time. Just like a restroom. Yep. Beautiful. Alright, then we'll add 4.5 cups of sugar. Good Lord help me. I'm gonna have diabetes after this. Then, we also add in our pectin, which is 1 3/4 ounce packet of pectin. And we'll mix all of that together until it's all really nicely dissolved. Okay, and then we'll bring it to a rolling boil for a minute. Okay, we boil it like this for a minute, and then we have to take it off, and then we put it into the jars with the funnel. Ah! And then I take a wet paper towel, and I just go around the edge of, oops, that's the wrong one, of the jar. Just to make sure that none of the syrup dripped off. And that they're very clean and they'll seal properly. Okay, I'll do that with 2 hands. Then we put a lid on the jar and a ring that we'll tightly twist on top of that. And then set that in the water. Now that they have been hot water bathed for 7 minutes, I can take them out and let them cool. And they'll kind of seal almost instantly, which is really cool. So yeah.